I'm going to talk about feet. In order to move well and to keep your body mobile and flexible, it's also necessary to have mobile and flexible feet. And a lot of times, for a lot of people, that changes with time, with age, but it has more to do with the fact that our feet are confined to shoes over so many years than it has to do with just getting older. So I'm going to talk a little bit about things you can do to keep your feet more mobile, and in turn that's going to help you stay stronger. That's going to give you more mobility through your entire lower body and keep you more connected to the ground. You want your feet to feel like they are interacting with the ground, not just like blocks of wood clomping along the ground. So in order to do that, they do need to move, they need to flex and bend. So the first thing to kind of take a look at, and what I see a lot, is feet that are kind of compressed together. The toes are maybe compressed together from being in shoes that have too narrow of a toe box, which is the majority of shoes, unless you buy special minimalist types of shoes that are made to have a wider toe box. But most feet are compressed like this. This compresses everything. This compresses the bones in the foot, it compresses the tissues, and then it makes your foot much more rigid. And then they just start adapting that way. And most of us have worn shoes all our lives. I mean, that's just the way things are in our society. But it's never too late to start working on things to change that. There are things you can do. So if your foot looks a little more compressed like this, where the big toe's in, the little toes are kind of squished together and it's narrow instead of wide, I'm hoping you can see this. So when you do put your foot down, you should have a wider foot at the toes. The toes should splay apart a little bit. There should be some width across the balls of all of the toes here. So it's wider in this area than it is at the heel. And then you've got some movement here. Our foot was made to move, and it's made to be flexible at certain points in our gait pattern when we're walking, and then it's made to also be rigid at certain points to give us stability. But we've got to have that ability to adapt to the ground. So one thing that you can do, I know I've shared other things about rolling on a ball and doing things like that, but this is one thing that you can just do using your hands, just kind of grabbing the balls of your big toe and maybe like the ball of your pinky toe and maybe the next toe over, and then just kind of squeezing in with your fingers and pulling apart, just kind of opening up those tissues, even pulling the toes apart gently, not forcing, but just gently, seeing how stiff and rigid things are, and just kind of keep moving through the tissues, almost like you're squeezing it, squeezing and letting go and opening at the same time. So squeeze and open, and then let go, and then move to another part of the foot. Squeeze and pull open and let go. And just kind of working the whole foot that way. You can work at the heel. We won't even go into ankle mobility. We're just talking about trying to get a little bit more freedom and movement throughout the foot surface. So then you can kind of ring the foot. You can take the pinky side and press down, bring the big toe side up, so you're twisting a little bit, moving it that way, and then do the opposite, ringing it back, but you're being very, very gentle, not over forcing anything. You want to honor the mobility that you do have in that foot and not try and force it all. The more you are just gentle and take your time with this, the quicker you'll actually make changes, if that's what you're looking for. So just kind of doing that, working the foot around, squeezing it like that. You can take the heel and twist the other way, just working to get more mobility. So I'm just kind of twisting the heel to the outside and twisting the inside of the foot towards me. And then you can do the opposite, twisting away. There's not as much mobility that direction, but just working on opening and widening. will do a lot to gain some more mobility back in your feet if you've lost some of that, or if your foot tends to come out of your shoe looking a little squished. Then that's something you can work on. So I hope this is helpful for you. If you have more, there's so many more things you can do to address your feet and to strengthen the muscles. There's a lot to do, more than I wanted to cover in this quick little video. But if you have more questions, please get in touch with me. Thanks for watching. Bye.